All right, good morning, everybody. This is Graham from Type What, where I'm on a mission to find a cure for type 1 diabetes so that it is no longer a life sentence. In this video, we're going to do my regular daily log um, where I go through all of my experiments and update that, just the day-to-day for me. And I'm also going to talk about Joe Dispenza. I mentioned him in my last video where we talked about the placebo effect a little bit and some of the activities I was doing for that. And I tried to tell what I thought I knew of his story and realized I didn't know it very well. So I did a little research on it and got that down for you. So I'm going to explain what that is and his story. And I'm actually going to link to a very short 2-minute video of him explaining his story with some cool graphics behind it. So if you want to learn a little bit more about him, you can do that as well. All right, so let's get started. All right, so for our daily log here, we're gonna go to yesterday. I always highlight these first. And we're gonna go through, update our experiments. So yesterday's energy was great all the way through. Great energy, and that's also on a day after waking up 3 or 4 times in the middle of the night with ideas that I had to write down on paper. So that's exciting for me to have a day where I didn't get the best, a day with great energy after I didn't get that great of sleep. Now I had quality sleep, but I woke up a couple of times. So when I was not woken up, I did sleep well. I ate very well all day. I did not have liver. No, I think I did have liver. I did have liver. Let's see. Today we did 7 hours of sleep. Went to bed a little bit late, and I woke up a little bit early. I woke up at 4:40 this morning. I was still half asleep, but my mind was on, and I wanted to kind of see if it was right before my alarm or not. And I didn't wake up at all, so I'm giving that probably give it a 10, man. I just slept all through the night. It's great. No naps. We did red glasses at night, and we were not asleep before 9:30, but it was very close. And it did wake up before my alarm this morning. And this morning, I also woke up with great energy. Look at me, dude. Three solid days. I'm loving that. Okay. Did my stretches. One of the reasons, well, the real reason I stayed up a little bit late was I was doing a little more education at the night in the evening, a little more learning, and I just took it, one thing leads to another. I went a little bit late, so then my actual stretching went a little bit over time, but I wanted to get through the process because it just makes me feel good. Okay, definitely crushed my water, been doing great with that. Yesterday I did not do afternoon or evening grounding and sunlight. I ate lunch indoors because I had a really busy day. And then in the evening, didn't quite have a break. So I had to jump into the kitchen to do my meal prep. So this is my first week of doing kind of 2 cooks a week. And that was my first Wednesday of doing it. So today is Thursday, October 15th, 2020. And So I on Sunday, I made meals for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And last night, Wednesday night, I made meals for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's gonna be my new, the new schedule I'm attempting to do here. So because of that, I had to be inside the kitchen and didn't get outside for that. Morning. It's great, isn't it? You too. All right. So saying hi to the neighbors. He said he liked my office. I love it. So placebo effect stuff. So definitely did my visualization and felt it. Now this, I also did the really heartfelt, emotional pumping before I did my affirmations this morning, and oh man, it is another level. This is the second time I've done it, and it's you feel it so much more, and that's what you're going after. You're trying to give it that vivid, real life feeling, and you're really digging into your heart and feeling it from your heart. You feel almost like palpitations, like a um, not really like you're making like extra heartbeats, but like it feels a little bit more upbeat, and you feel some other sensations in that area, kind of warmth in that area, in your um, heart area, and just saying the affirmations in my head. Um, it was so much more enthusiasm behind it, and I actually had involuntary like body language because I'm saying this in my inner voice in bed, first thing, like very first thing in the morning, because you want to get it close to your state akin to sleep. That's when your doorways to your subconscious are supposed to be more open. So I'm in bed. I don't want to wake my wife up, but like I was doing involuntary, like kind of little shoulder hand gestures and stuff like that. Because I was so into it. When you're anchoring in this kind of heart emotion, love felt heart emotion, and when you're really make yourself excited for it, you're really excited for it, and man, it really made a difference. I even went a lot longer in the affirmation. I added a lot of gratitude and thanks to God at the end of it. Um, I teared up a little bit on two of my 5 reps, which I thought was amazing. In the first time I did it, I was like, all right, I got to get my other reps in. And then I was like, I kind of don't want to end it because you want the emotion, right? The emotion will make it stick even more. But I kind of like took deep breaths in between because I felt like I was still emotionally stimulated, that I want to kind of bring myself down to reset for the next rep. And I don't know. I think I might just want to stay in that emotion as long as possible, as long as I'm emotionally charged and focused on that affirmation. I think I'm going to stay in that a little bit longer, um, as long as I can, because I think that will make that rep that much stronger. So, yeah, it's probably quality over quantity. You definitely need your reps, though. So anyway, I did the deep breaths in between and did a number of them. And so on 2 of them, I kind of got a little tiny teary-eyed in that, which I think is really, really positive. So anyway, quick updates on that. Let's keep going here. Now yesterday, I did my Wim Hof. I did my meditation. I did my journal. No coffee, no tea, no caffeine. Stress level. Let me see. Let me check in with myself here. Yeah, I'd probably put it at a 3. Um, most of the day was really good. I still get a little, mentally. I don't feel like I have a lot of anxiety when I do my business demos, my sales demos, but I uh, I still feel like I have a physiological response that is a result of stress. I sweat a little bit and this and that. So I, I'm gonna, while I felt good from a mental standpoint, I think there was still some stress involved there. So I'm putting that at a 3. Otherwise, I'd probably give it a 0. I did really good with my silver all day, morning and evening. I had no illness and no deep fatigue. Feeling great. Absolutely 0 insulin all day. No physical injuries or pain. No BMs. And now on this stuff also, we're gonna need to update this a little bit. So we're gonna need to do all this band. Band intensity, band duration, and we have to add 2 more in here, guys, because there's also the location. I just realized this while I was doing this morning. Band location. Back. Okay. And there's a band, but there's also a spot that's called spot treatment. Where I'm not gonna have you watch me type this whole time, but I want to get this piece in. Upper stomach. So that's what these were. Another 8 today. And we did the same thing here. So we did an 8. Like that. And then I haven't been doing my evening ones. I'm going to not have you watch me update the spreadsheet for that. Okay. But basically, that's what all that is, and a more accurate representation. We want to be accurate here, guys. We want to have a very clear set of data to go back to when we figure this out. Okay. Alrighty. So there we go. We have a little bit more accurate, and then I'm gonna update these. I'm making bold so they say not for me to fix later. All right. So that is yesterday. All in all, very, very good. On track with a lot of stuff. On track with all my sleep, all the things I want. I do want to add the diffuser. And nothing else I feel like I really am missing out on as part of my habits here. So I'm doing really good. So and I do feel very good about it. All right. So also, I just got confirmation that City of Hope is going to do the additional paleomedicina lab work for me with my regular City of Hope lab work. And so I just got a response back from my doctor today. So we are going to, I'm going to see when I can do that lab work. I'm hoping I can do it as early as tomorrow. I might take my time for type what tomorrow to go do my lab work. And I'll probably do, if I do, I'll probably do my daily log from the waiting room there. So yeah, look forward to that. Keep a lookout, and if not, we'll do it as soon as I can. I want to get the lab test as soon as I can and get my follow-up consultation with paleomedicine as soon as possible after the lab work to reduce to compress our timeline. Right, we want to get our results and iterate as fast as we can. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's talk a little bit about Joe Dispenza. So Joe Dispenza is not this woman's shoulder. Joe Dispenza, let's get a picture of him on the screen. There's Joe. So this is Joe Dispenza. So his quick story is he was doing a triathlon in Palm Springs, and he was on the bike portion. And he got hit by an SUV going 55 miles an hour. He got hit from behind, and he basically damaged 6 vertebrae in his spine. Where his diagnosis said he probably would never walk again, and that he needed to have this super intense surgery with a bunch of screws and stuff in his back to even have a chance at that. And otherwise, he's going to live the rest of his life in a wheelchair. And so, for whatever reason, I don't know what his backstory is before that happened. I'm assuming there was some education and story behind controlling his body with his mind before that. And then this just kind of was the catalyst for him really diving into that full force, because it took him 6 weeks. And he said he would do it for sometimes 3 hours at a time in the beginning, to go through imagining his body fixing every part of his spine. And his whole spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, would be working in perfect. And every time he would lose attention when he was going through that exercise, he would start over. And then at the end of 6 weeks, he could get through all of it without losing his attention. And that's when he noticed that there was physically different feelings in his body. He was able just to have better motor skills, et cetera, et cetera. So then it turns out his body was healing. And this is the crazy part. This is the placebo part. His body was healing itself. And 10 weeks after that severe accident, where he was never supposed to walk again, he was out of the wheelchair. And I think it was 12 weeks, he was training again. He was training. And so that to me blows my mind. And so, no pun intended, right? Yeah, so that's Joe Dispenza. He has a book called You Are the Placebo. I'm going to add it to my reading list to go through it. But just wanted to share a little bit more clearer details of Joe's story, and go ahead and link you to, if you wanted to learn more about him. I have no affiliation with him. I'm not making any money off of any of this. I think it's a very interesting story in the column of placebo effect, which, heals 30% of patients in scientific studies. So science cannot ignore it. They actually have to include it in all of their real large-scale experiments. So yeah, so placebo effect, Joe Dispenza, lots of interesting information. He sells information products, he sells books, he has a course, an immersive experience. I want to do the immersive experience to experience it and see how that goes. And they do sell out really quickly. So Delia, my wife, has been trying to get me on that for a few times, but cross our fingers, maybe we can jump into that one. All right, guys, that's all the time I have for today. This is Graham from Type What, where I'm on a mission to find a cure for type 1 diabetes, and I hope you will join me along that journey. We can accomplish this much, much faster if we work together and we collaborate. We cross-reference our notes, we ask important questions, and we just try to find this as a group, because more minds are better than one. All right, if you want to stay informed of all the things that I'm doing on my journey to find a cure, go ahead and subscribe so you never miss out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and once a week I'm going to answer every single comment. All right, guys, have a great one. Bye-bye.